In this video, get my honest opinion of the new circuit, Grand Valley Highway, and also what happens when you race Sophy, but you also punt Sophy. Hello everyone, and welcome to another Gran Turismo video. It's patch day, which means we've got some new things in the game. What do we got? We got cars, we got a track, we've got Sophy, weirdly, and we've got a lot of little itsy-bitsy things in the middle as well. We're going to focus on the main things in this patch preview video, and we're going to jump straight into the action because we're going to go straight to the cars first. Buy all the cars! Let's hear the sounds of those cars as well. So, first up, where are these cars located? Well, in the legendary dealership, we've got the Honda, the Porsche, and the Citroen. First up, the Honda then. Very nice looking car, this. Probably my favourite of the update here, the RA272. 1965 car. We're going to listen to how it sounds as well in just a moment. We'll do that for all the cars. Yeah, good earful. Oh, that sounds good, doesn't it? Right, next up, the Porsche 911 Carrera RS 901. It's a 1973 car. 750,000 credits. And we're going to purchase this thing as well. I do like a good old Porsche. They do look nice indeed. As we see that come out, it's got the blue writing on. Let's listen to how this one sounds then. A very nice sounding car. I think that'll be used quite a bit. We then have the Citroen, the DS21 Palace 70 here. Very cheap, 49,600 in the grand scheme of it. You will need this for the Nations Cup as well, as that is being used for the first round on the Saturday. Let's have a listen to this one then. Okay, the Citroen reminds me of the old Top Gear episode where James goes on a car rally. The final cars then, or cars, is how you want to reference this. In Brand Central, what you're going to do is head to Europe. You can see it says new there. We're going to head down to Italy, mamma mia, and Detail Design. And in here, we've actually got two cars technically, although I say 2 cars. It's just a street mode and an off-road mode. Now, they're basically identical in terms of the engine and everything like that. But we're going to buy the street mode. I do buy the off-road mode after, don't worry. And I'll tell you how I do that. As we see here, we're just going to buy it. You saw all the colours there. And we're going to have a listen to this one. This one actually sounds pretty good as well. There we have it. That definitely sounds like a V10 engine to me. And you know me, I love a good V10 engine. So this is the off-road variant. Now it's just got a race suspension, essentially. So technically 5 cars, but officially 4 cars in the release. As we're just going to go around. Look how raised that is. My word, that is unbelievable. Right, that is it for the cars. What we're going to do now is actually jump to the next big thing in this update. Or you could argue it's probably the biggest, actually. It's the track. So we're going to go to World Circuits then. And what we're going to look for here is America. Once it loads, there we go. The Americas there. I'm going to click into that. And Grand Valley Highway 1 is there. This is Speedway, but it's a different technical layout sort of thing. So it is the speedway, but it's just been changed a little bit to fit in with the scenery. And I think this circuit selection, we have Highway 1 in reverse. We have South and South in reverse. Now, it used to be called Grand Valley East. So it's interesting it's gone from East to South. Now, I'm assuming that's official terms because of the layout of the circuit. Obviously, the south section being used there. That's my guess anyway. You have these times that you can run it at. So I'm going to choose the evening there. Nice, lovely sunset in California. I'm assuming it's California, actually. But look at that. Oh, you got to give it to Gran Turismo in terms of graphics and just the look. I mean, look at that. It looks awesome. Absolutely awesome it does. Look at that. Unbelievable. The sea, just the yeah, very well done there, Gran Turismo. Doggy Point. Oh, hello. We know what goes on there at night. Now, let's go for a drive then. This is the track experience. You can only do it on the full circuit, weirdly. I'm not sure why they did that, but even so, circuit experience. Going to go in towards turn 1. So this is obviously that crest into the hairpin. First thing I'm really gutted about, actually, is where's the giant runoff? That is nostalgic to 100th degree. That needs to be brought back in there somehow, I think, in my opinion. This is a very quick run compared to the previous iteration of Grand Valley Speedway. In towards the right, and obviously it was blind last time, and then you had this corner where you would chuck it in, and it was over the crest of the hill. The crest not there anymore. This hairpin's still very deadly, I will say that. So that is bringing nostalgic vibes as we continue on out of here. And again, it's a very short run to this left-hander. It's like it's been shrunk a little bit, this track. So this was always a technical corner to get right. It is again. And as you come through here as well, this all very much feels like the old circuit. And you're seeing that there. You're going to the right and then a 90-degree left, which would then used to go into an old tunnel. This time, an old tunnel, a long tunnel. We're going to an old tunnel here, but it's very quick. Very, very quick. And I'm not sure I'm liking that too much. It's a bit too quick for my liking. Then we had the long left-hander that used to go into the tunnel into the right, which would then go onto the bridge. They have kept a feature of the bridge, which is the runoff area here. So you can run out into here and the barrier comes back in there. So they have kept that in. That is really good, I must say. Now we're going to head to the bit that I really don't like this change. This used to be such a magnificent corner. The long high-speed run into the tunnel, which would then tighten. That's completely gone. Then into the chicane, which just feels meh. I've got to be honest, it does not feel good at all. And this section, it just feels meh as well. It's lost a lot of character, I've got to say, is Grand Valley. Coming into here, again, this has lost a lot of character. This used to be a slight lift into this fast right. Now it's just flat out. I've got to say, it's lost a lot of character, like the grandstands as well. Am I a fan? Not really. I've got to be honest. Not really in the slightest. I think it's lost a lot of character. It's nice to have a new track, I'll give you that. But yeah, I'm not a fan. I prefer the old layout, the nostalgic feel to it. Right, we're in the Honda now. The old Honda that's just come to the game. I'm actually going to do the short circuit here. So coming into here, the rear is stepping out there a little bit. So that does give it a bit of nostalgic feel, of course, because that's what always happened into turn 1. Right, we're going to head down here. Now, remember, we used to have a jump. We don't have the jump anymore. However, I will say this track feels a lot better than the full circuit, I've got to say. As you come through here, remember, it used to be very complex to get this right. You always used to end up in the barrier. I have ended up in the barrier on a couple of laps there, and this all feels very nice. This will be a very good Group 4 circuit, this. It really will, especially this first section. We'll leave here then. We've all seen this bit before. We're going to go into the new section in a second. And this is where it gets a bit clunky. And not even a bit clunky. Very clunky in terms of this part of the layout. Not a fan of this part in the slightest. It has no real feel to it. Maybe it will have some feel soon. But I don't know. It just feels very clunky and added to make sure it meets up with the full circuit again. Not too sure about the last bit. The first part, though, all the way up to that point. Oh, that is very good. That is a very good part of the circuit. And yeah, hats off to you on that one. Now, what are my feelings overall then in terms of that? Grand Valley, to me, I think they've missed the mark there completely. I feel like they should have just kept the old vibe. I feel like the track has been placed on the world to fit in with the world. Whereas it really should have just been, okay, this is Grand Valley. This is what it means to players. Let's bring it back as close as we can. I feel like they've made more of a sort of a look back rather than a look forward, if that makes sense. Sorry, no, I've said that the wrong way around. I feel like they've looked too far forward in terms of going, okay, maybe they want something new, rather than going, no, they just want the old track the way it was. And with a few undulations there that needed to probably be changed, I don't understand why the old track couldn't be brought back. I'm a bit confused by that. I'm assuming that's why they've renamed it, to try, and they know this. They've renamed it for that purpose. That's my opinion on Grand Valley. It's nice to have a new circuit all the same, so thank you, PD. But yeah, it's missing a lot of nostalgic features, if I do say so myself. Right, next up is Sophy. Now then, here we are with Sophy. So you got 4, basically, events to choose from. Only for PS5 users, I'm afraid. I decided to go with the Group 4 one. Well, I thought it was Group 4, but you've got a mixture of all sorts here. But we are going to go for the 1 versus 1 because I believe that is the peak head-to-head race that you can do versus the AI compared to all these difficulties there. So we're going to pick the 1 versus 1 in that Cayman. Let's give it a whirl, folks. Let's give it a whirl. So here we are at the start. Now, I'm going to cheat here already. Put traction control onto 1 and boot it off the line. Now, I would argue, and this shows you how good traction control is, we get a better start than Sophy there. And you see that sad face there. So we've got emotes to see Sophy's reaction to certain situations. I don't think they play into the behavior. So I was thinking, oh, maybe it's like touring cars. Will touring cars, Tucker 3, I think it was, where some drivers got aggressive and didn't like you if you hit them or anything like that. But I can't see Sophy changing their reaction here in terms of their driving. So first thing I would like to see improved. They did ask for feedback. So my first initial impressions, I want to see improvements there. I want to see Sophy get angry. Maybe the odd tap on the rear here and there just to show a little bit of aggression, show their nose a bit more. But I will say this. They are keeping right on my exhaust here. It is so good to race an AI like this. It felt like a player. I've got to say, I am stunned by this. I'm actually stunned because I wasn't expecting it to be this good. It felt like another player. Not an AI, a player. Except for the fact they weren't ramming me and punting me off to Narnia. But that's a whole different story. But you can see there, they're taking the lines. A little bit of contact there as they try to go around the outside. We're going to accelerate out of here. Sophy still on my rear exhaust. This feels so good. If this is in GT8 for the full game, which I expect it will be, that's going to be my prediction for the future. And Gran Turismo 8, Sophy will be all the AI. This is going to be unreal. I'm going to tell you that right now. So go a little bit deep here. So Sophy going to take advantage of that down the inside potentially here. We're going to leave Spoon then side by side. Look, they avoid contact there. Good space. How good is this? How good is this? This is literally the best part of this update, in my opinion. Obviously, we've got PSVR 2, etc. I'm not getting a PSVR 2. I think it's too much money for what I'm going to play with. But into the left we go here at 130. I'm going to go off here. Sophy's going to take full advantage of that. And look at that happy face for Sophy then. And then they get unhappy because I'm there still. They need to be improved a little bit because why would you be unhappy after you've just overtaken somebody? I'm not too sure. Again, I would love to see some reactional driving there, you know, where they're shocked. Okay, they're shocked. Maybe they feel a bit of pressure. That would be kind of nice as well. You know, a little bit of a mistake in there. That can all be programmed in, I'm sure. But, yeah, this is so good. No defending there to turn 1. Maybe they felt they didn't need to defend. I'm not too sure there either. But this is so... It felt like a real player. And what you're going to see here, look, they're 4 tenths ahead of me. They're a second ahead of me now. So I thought, okay, let's see if they can react to a punt. Let's see if they really like an online player. So I'm going to go for it here. And what bang then? Sophy's got a crazy face. And Sophy loves it. Look, Sophy had a happy face. Sophy had a happy face for being punted. Oh, that made my day. That actually made my day. Sophy loves it rough. You heard it here first. Oh, dear me. But oh, my word. That was... I've got to say, this is literally... probably the best thing about this update. Honestly, I loved it. I loved it. It felt so good. It felt realistic. It felt like I was under pressure. Sophy was there being reactional to my driving. So you saw her out of Spoon there. Sophy had to ease off the throttle a little bit to then let me go. Oh, my word. It was so good. And I can say this now that if Sophy is this good, balance of performance should be done with Sophy. Because Sophy can literally drive to perfection, and then we can actually get a true balanced performance. No need for human testing anymore. Get Sophy to do it. That would be unbelievable. Speaking of balanced performance, that has been updated as well, so the four-wheel drives have been nerfed a little bit. I haven't done any testing on that, of course, because I'm trying to get this video out to you as quick as possible before I go on holiday, because I'm literally running very late now. There's been a few other updates there. You can get just car information in the replay now. PSVR 2, obviously that is coming up, so you'll see a lot of content from other people around that area, those that have bought it. But yeah, in summary for this update, the cars I'm not really a fan of, to be honest. We really do want some of the brand new GT3 cars in the game, in my opinion. I think a lot of people are after that, because while it's nice to have some of the collectibles and it is a part of Gran Turismo, do need some new race cars. We really do need some proper race cars. Although I do like that Honda. I think that'd be very fun to race. New track, Grand Valley. Yeah, I'm not a fan, got to be honest. In terms of a new circuit, yeah, great, but it's like a mick take. It's like a fan-made version of Grand Valley. It is not the greatest thing in the world, in my opinion. I prefer the short circuit over the full circuit. But the big hitter for me, the big win in this update, Sophy. What an unbelievable revelation that was. I mean, I knew it was good. I wasn't expecting it to be that good. Let's see what happens. I want to see some reactional driving, though, from Sophy. That's going to be it for me, folks. I do hope you've enjoyed this new patch preview. It's been good fun to test out, but that is it for me. Do give it a like on the way out. Subscribe to stay in touch with all the latest content. But I hope to see you in another video or live stream again very soon.